Hello everyone, this is Mike. Welcome to my channel, Mike the Tech Savvy. In this video, I will discuss about the top features and the top cons of the Samsung Galaxy S21. I really love this wallpaper. I found it randomly, but it looks exactly like the S9 Plus. Of course, this S21 has a very nice display, so it looks very realistic. Yeah, let's move on with the video. So I'll put this aside for a second. Top features of the S21 5G that I have here on my right. As a first feature that I find interesting, it's the 5G connectivity that allows you to have a really high-speed internet, virtually lag-free gaming or anything else, or streaming, or well, the sky is the limit for 5G, I guess, in the current usage. As a second feature that I like is the overall design. Yes, Samsung hasn't been that well innovative lately. This from the front looks identical to the S20, but I really love what they've done with the back. I love this color combination, and I like the fact that this aluminum frame continues itself and protects the cameras. So you basically have a big slab of aluminum here, which protects the sensors. I love this design. I love this color combination, this Thanos purple-ish color with this very pale rose gold. The display is the third feature that I would mention. You can definitely see in this video how accurate this wallpaper looks and how realistic it looks. This display is capable of much more. You have HDR10+, you have only 1080p resolution, but it's more or less enough given that you keep it quite close to your eyes in watching content. As a fourth feature, I would list here the camera system, which is pretty good. You do have the trifecta here on the back, ultra wide, wide and telephoto. More than enough for anyone's needs. Yes, some phones do have that periscope zoom. I feel that for most users, this configuration is more than enough. You can definitely see the overall build quality. As a fifth advantage, I would quote the overall performance. Indeed, to benefit from this pretty spectacular Exynos CPU, at least comparing it to the last year's S20. I cannot really get my hands on a Snapdragon-based S21 to compare it with. If you tick this enhanced processing box, it will definitely be really fast. You will definitely have very good frame rates in any game. It's definitely a top contender in the overall performance category. Another top feature I would now call the plastic back. Yes, you do have a plastic back on the S21 Vanilla. This is a feature from some standpoints, so at least when you drop the phone right now, you will never be afraid of breaking the back or shattering the glass, because this will never shatter. So at least from a durability perspective, it's an upgrade on the S20. Indeed, it's not as scratch proof, but as far as the shattering goes, this will probably never shatter in normal drop tests. As a last advantage or feature of this S21, I would now call the flat display. Yes, we do have a completely flat display, just like with the S20 before it and the S10e. The S8 and the S9 had curved displays. Samsung went through this curved phase. Initially, it started with this, the S6 Edge, which had a very well pronounced curvature and which is still a phone that I love. I love its design. I love the fact that it's so slim at the edges, and it's definitely a top contender from a design perspective, probably even more beautiful than the S21. I love this emerald green color, and this was the period back when Samsung really had some breakthroughs, at least with the curved displays. Now, let's move on to the top cons of this device. As the first con, I would definitely talk about the package contents, which is disappointing to say the least. I mean, you don't get a charger in the box, you don't get headphones in the box. I wonder what they have in store for the S22. Probably they'll remove the cable as well. They will only give us the phone in a plastic foil, and that would be it. And also increase the price because, well, why not? People will still buy it. No, on a more serious notes. It's unfortunate that the charger is no longer added into the package and that you also get no headphones. It's true that the S20 before it came with both and that the S20 before it was the only Samsung Galaxy device to come with a charging brick that had a USB Type-C port. This excluding the Note series, but it's kind of unfortunate what has happened with the S21 as far as the package contents goes. As a second con, I would call the plastic back. Yes, the plastic back is a pro and a con at the same time. It is a pro from the durability perspective, but given that this device is over 850 euros, it's incredibly expensive. It's definitely flagship grade money. I'm not really sure if they should have done it. I mean, from a quality or a perceived quality perspective, this is definitely inferior to the S20 before it. The third disadvantage that I find is the flat screen. Again, this is a mixed bag for me. This is more of an advantage. I do not like flat screens that much in a day-to-day usage. I like the way they look, but I don't like the way they work. And the fact that when you hold it in your hand and when you try to swipe something, you might touch the screen right here with your hand and it might not work. I'm not really a fan of the way it works, but I'm a big fan of the way it looks. Some people have gotten used to using curved displays, and this is why I'm calling this a con as well. The camera system, which was a pro, it's also a con because of the simple fact that since the S20, nothing has been improved. It's the exact same configuration with a different aluminum shell on the top, just for aesthetic purposes. Nothing else is different from a functionality perspective. Probably some software algorithms have changed. The fifth con is the headphone jack, in my view at least. It is no surprise that I like phones that have headphone jacks. I do use Bluetooth headphones as well, but I like to have the possibility to use both. I have heard numerous situations in which the USB Type-C port has failed because of the adapters and because of the fact that it is not only used for charging anymore, but for listening to music as well. Again, it's an added cost, the fact that you have to buy an adapter which has a DAC included. Not all of them work, and they bring unnecessary wear to the device and to the device's USB Type-C port. As a last con, I would now call the fingerprint scanner. Again, I was a big fan of the traditional fingerprint scanners. This is the reason why I loved so much the Galaxy S10e, why I liked so much the Pixel 3a and 4a, because they had capacitive fingerprint scanners which worked really well. They were really fast and you couldn't really say much as negatives. With this fingerprint scanner that's included in the screen, it's an ultrasonic type fingerprint scanner. I found that doesn't really work when your hands are sweaty or wet. It doesn't really work sometimes unless the finger is in the exact same angle as the angle that you've scanned the fingerprint in. I would definitely choose a side-mounted capacitive fingerprint if I would have the ability to do so, but unfortunately this is what we're getting with the whole S21 series, with the Note 20 series, and with the S20 series from last year. One con that I forgot to mention, and which is definitely very, very important, is the micro SD card slot, which is missing on this S21 for the first time. So the Samsung Galaxy flagships have had micro SD card expandability forever, since the Galaxy S1, and until the Galaxy S20, it looks like the S21 gave up the micro SD card slot. At least they kept the dual SIM functionality. The micro SD card slot has been scrapped for the first time in a Samsung Galaxy flagship device. I tried to gather the top pros and cons of this Samsung Galaxy S21 device. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please press the thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more similar videos in the future, also press the subscribe button, which will be displayed right here in the bottom left part. If you'd like to check out other videos with the S21 as the main actor, I've already released some videos. Check them out in the video description, where you also find the links to my social media and Patreon accounts. Thank you so much once again. This was Mike the Tech Savvy. Until next time. Stay safe, guys. Bye.